And we're live. That was quick. Let's view on YouTube. Copy. Command V. It's going to let me do it over there. I don't know if it will or not, but whatever. So, yeah. I don't know what the hell happened, but yeah. Tim had to run. So, I'm going to stream for an hour. Probably that's about it. But if anyone wants to jump in, the message is now pinned. What's up, non-fam? Let's see. This one. Copy. And there. What's up, Bob? Hop in if you want. Somebody hop in so I'm not here all alone babbling to myself because, oh my God, what a way to make an insane llama more insane. Because I'm insane today. Today was insane. Bad day. Actually, it wasn't a bad day. It was freaking hot. But I did get some bad ideas. Because none of my ideas are good. They're always bad. Why did my camera just go out of focus? That's bizarre. Anyway, so let's go over to here. YouTube. Pop right up. Pop out my chat. Pop out chat. There we go. Now I don't need this running, and I don't need this running. And then I have the chat over here. It's acting all weird. Not like scrolling. That's bizarre. Oh well. What's up, Lon? Are you discording there, Bob? Everybody discords now. Wasn't in the mood for Discord. I probably will later. I have been up since 4 o'clock this morning. Going nuts all day. Busy day. Busy day. Playing around. I was going to juice up the spindle onto the CNC. What's up, Andrew? But it's just too hot, and my brain wasn't in it. I was dusting. I had to turn my fans on, and I turned that on for the first time in like, I don't know, 6 months. And like this cloud came out around it. I was like, that needs to be cleaned. And of course, when I started cleaning that, it was just like everything got Swiffered. I love these things. This is the best thing in the world, right here, with the handle, and you can get it up there, and it's got the, articulating head, and you can get it all into the places, into the cracks, and tickle your girlfriend with it if you want. What's up, Zach? This thing was this is like, I think I bought this in like 2000, 2001, like when Swiffer first was like getting big, and they came out with this handle. It used to be just the regular plastic handles, and it is a real Swiffer. It's not even a Walmart one. What's up, Paul? We need some people in here besides me, because I'm just not going to be a good babbler. I can babble for a minute or two, and then I'm going to be done babbling. Though I do have to recharge my battery. But I did fly this the other night. I flew my little quadcopter for the first time in, months and months. It's like September, October, I think was the last time I flew this thing. And I charged it like a month ago, thinking, okay, spring's coming, I'm going to fly it. It has been windy every single day. Infill multiplier in Kira? No, I cannot. I do not use Kira anymore. I should say that I still use it on occasion, but I have gone to Idea Maker and haven't looked back. Now, be good. We're on a stream. We're not in Discord.
I'm not allowed to go anywhere, huh? Please take me off the camera.
Lacey don't want to be on camera, so I got to figure out an angle where she's not on camera. I don't think that's possible.
Still here.
Nope, probably not.
Look at the TV.
Didn't she just get hacked up or something?
Minor knee surgery.
Like a week ago or something?
No, it was like a month ago.
Oh, was it that long ago? It tells you where my brain is. I'm old. I can't remember crap.
Yeah, we know.
We're still on camera.
Delayed remembrance.
That's fine. I just.
What are you up to, man? Oh, you're building a mini little non-stop freaking monstrosity.
Yeah, it was. So this came from Hong Kong, right?
Oh, that's not one of the.
It's an LDO kit.
Oh, it is an LDO.
Yeah, he sent it DHL, and DHL said it would be here Friday, and it showed up today, like this coming Friday, not 2 days ago, like 5 days from now.
That's unusual.
Yeah. So I don't have anywhere near enough 3D printed parts printed yet. Because I was going to start printing and have them done by the weekend. And
it's that iridescent purple, huh?
Yeah, it looks good.
Yeah, it does. It like changes color. It goes from like pink to purple to red.
Well, it doesn't really change color. You're seeing a reflection of.
Yeah, it's just the way it catches the light. I know, but
you're getting the warm light from the bulb above my head. Cooler light from that way. Very cool light from the TV. Like that's reflecting TV. That's reflecting warm light bulb. And that's reflecting like monitor. But yeah, I'm amazed at how tiny this thing actually is. Like this is like the third time I've been just like, wow, that's smaller than I thought it was.
Yeah, well, they got the thing jam packed too. What's the actual build area? It's only like 120 cubed, right?
Yeah, it's like 120 by 120.
Yeah.
By like 150. Hilarious.
I don't know. There's something about the Voron that just like. I mean, it's cool. It's awesome. Everything. Blah blah blah. But
I would never care to build one of the bigger Vorons, but I really like the super ultra insane compactness. Like, look, this,
I think the thing is absolutely cute. It's cool. It's not just cute; it's cool. And to be honest, I'd probably use it almost as much as I use these.
yeah. I mean,
The
you're
more
like,
I think about it,
you print a ton of tiny shit, don't you?
a ton.
Most of the stuff I print is tiny.
Yeah.
And a lot of times it's like one or two pieces.
Yeah. I've got 2 huge printers that I almost never use. I almost never use the build volume on. I almost think I should have kept my freaking little one I sold and gotten rid of one of these 2.
But yeah, that's the cool thing about this is it's because it's so small, it's going to be more rigid.
I don't think the screws held.
What?
I said I don't think the screws held. I kind of can push them right in there and take them right out.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you could put a tiny nozzle on this, but there's no reason not to run just a regular 0.4 and print the same shit. You always print. It's just you got less printer to heat up, number one. And number two, it's a lot more rigid because it's small.
Yep.
And their design is the frame design on this is excellent.
Yeah. I would love to do what the hell is the one that teaching tech's doing? Rat Rig. That's the one, right?
Oh yeah, dude. Everything Rat Rig has is just awesome.
I would love to have a mini Rat Rig to convert, to compete with the Voron Zero. Because honestly, I think it's a better printer.
Well, their mini one. Do they have something smaller that's a core?
I don't think they do. They
no, their small one is like a Prusa mini.
Yeah. I would have to do it myself, but take their basic design and make it I would go a little bigger than 120. I would probably do 150, but
yeah, dude, this thing will beat the shit out of a mini. No.
Oh yeah. I don't know. I mean,
it'll beat it on speed. It'll beat it on
yeah, but don't forget the mini is.
It'll beat it on materials because it's fully enclosed design.
Yep. But it's also what? It's almost twice the price by the time they're all said and done.
No, this kit I got was $450, and it's complete. The only
that doesn't include any of the printed parts.
The only thing I'm having to get, other than the printed parts, which in our case that's irrelevant. Other than the printed parts, the only thing I'm having to get is SD cards. 2 of them. I got a 5-pack for $20.
Oh, right, because that thing has to run Clipper.
Yeah.
That's the other reason I'd rather have the other one is because I don't want to deal with Clipper. Not that you can't run Clipper on it, but I don't know.
I mean, the kit even comes with the pie.
Oh, it came with the pie too? That's not bad.
With the pie 3B.
And it's way more, like you say, it's way more rigid.
And an SKR Mini E3.
Oh, it came with the SKR too?
Mm-hmm. I think it's underneath there.
Mr. Riley, come jump in. Say hi.
You're talking about the Rat Rig. I think Thorpe is doing a fully self-sourced Rat Rig IDEX.
Yeah, and that's don't care about the IDEX too much.
It's a really good design. Like, I think that's probably the best bed slinger design I've seen yet.
The Rat Rig?
Yeah, the Rat Rig IDEX.
Yeah, I think the Rat Rig in general is a better, and it's marginally. It's just but I think it's a better design than the Vorons.
Yeah, I do too.
I'm talking by this much though.
Oh yeah, I
they're
really
both
think
good.
It's cool. I think it's cool that we're having these these design collectives in the 3D printing community now, like Voron and Rat Rig.
Yeah.
And, there's another one. I'm trying to remember the name of them. Let me see if I can find. I've got the Discord server.
There's good and
And
bad to that.
Annex Engineering, they designed the Sherpa Mini, which is like the orbiter if you don't want to have the custom machined shit for the. You know which one I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, got an orbiter on it. Your Voron, or is it?
Yeah, I'm gonna build the orbiter kit, whatever they call that.
Because the Voron's got its own head.
Yeah,
well, there's LDO's got a orbiter for the Voron.
Yeah, I've got the
so it's got the little round pancake motor. So it is a direct drive freaking setup. That's
so the cool thing is because I wanted a V0.1 kit, and they're not going to be ready until next month. So I got just a regular 0.0 kit from Jason, and the big updates to the 0 to go to 0.1 were instead of a belted Z, they've actually got a NEMA 17 pancake integrated Z screw.
Yep.
And instead of, what else was the other one? They have the direct drive based on the orbiter tool head. They have, instead of smooth idlers, they're using flange bearings. And they have, there was one other, DC bed instead of AC bed. So he sent me the kit, the 0 kit, with the integrated
lead screw. So you don't need the belted Z.
Right. But I could build it with the belted Z because he gave that lead screw was already in the kit. And then it also came with the flange bearings that I need to do the 0.0. I already had the orbiter bits here.
So you can build a new version.
I'm building the 0.1. The only difference I'm going to end up with from the 0.1, I'm going to have the AC bed. I'm keeping that. And it's funny. He actually said, he's like, one thing about the kit, get a better solid state relay for the AC bed, because that little thing is what came in the kit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not big on the AC bed yet.
Oh my
God. I know they work and everything,
God.
but I just can't. I don't trust them. It's just too much juice.
I'm all about it.
I'm one of those people that something would short out and I'd go to touch the bed and I'd get electrified. And me with all my metal parts don't like getting hit by electricity. It's happened before and it's extremely unpleasant.
It came with the Fadis Dragonfly BMO.
Cool.
Which I'm really, really super impressed with the machining on this thing.
Well, LDO is machining it, right? LDO is actually manufacturing those, right?
I don't know.
I
have no clue.
Matter of fact, I think the Fetus is actually a subsidy of LDO. That's the impression I got. Don't quote me on that because I don't know for sure or anything. But
I mean, it wouldn't surprise me, dude. The machining quality on the block for this hot end, it's just a solid chunk of machined aluminum. This is like 250 surface finish, and it's mirror finish, and it's the machined surface. Boiler, right now the full kit from him is not available. They're in the process of changing to the 0.1 spec, and those will come out beginning of next month.
He happened to hit up Jason on a good day, and Jason said, "I got one laying there. Here, you want it?"
Well, here's the funny thing. I actually kind of guilted him into it because, the original thing was, oh yeah, the V0 kit will be available in May. I'm like, hell yeah, I'm going to get one for my birthday. And then it came out, the 0.1 came out, and he's like, hey, we're pushing the V0 kit back to June, and they're all going to be 0.1 kits. They're going to be upgraded.
Baby!
So I sent him a message. I said, like, in the Voron chat, I was like, oh, it's going to miss my birthday. I'm so bummed. And he's like, "Well, send me a message towards the end of May, and I'll see if there's an early kit I can get for you." So I sent him a message. He said, "We don't have 0.1 kits, but I'll send you a 0.0 kit at a discount." And I'm like, "Okay." So he gave me a good discount on it, gave me free shipping, and threw in the 0.1 spec motors. So, yeah, I'm super happy with it.
Yeah, Jason's just like such.
Dude, he's so fucking cool, man.
He is. I mean, he's just like he's like the ultimate representative for a company. He's kind of like what's his name for IC3D used to be. He like made them in the hobby market. I mean, IC3D does a lot of professional stuff too, which we don't see. But ever since what the hell's his name? Sean left IC3D, they've kind of faded away again. I mean, they're still around. You see them, and I talk to them on occasion, but they're not like out there all the time.
See what I got, Pet?
I saw that. That's I came in to kind of. I didn't. That is really cool. And I know you make a lot of small parts. All three of us do. You know, so that is. Hey, Llama, I discovered adaptive layers tonight. Check this out, dude. Check this out. So this is Pet G. Okay, this is Pet G, and I haven't even touched it yet. Okay, that is the finish.
Yeah,
that is the finish.
Which one you doing it in? All three of the major slicers will do it.
Idea Maker.
You're doing an Idea Maker?
I don't use anything but Idea Maker anymore.
Yeah, I don't anymore either.
Yeah,
I keep trying to Prusa slicer. I tried the new one because it's M1 Mac ready, and I got the M1 Mac, and it is just it's just not M1 Mac ready.
This. I haven't even touched that yet. I just pulled it off the plate.
Yeah,
and so it's 0.2 millimeters up to about here, and then because this is such a shallow radius, I did it at 0.1.
Yeah,
and oh my God, look at that! I mean,
are you doing it manually, or are you letting it decide and just doing it on its own?
I'm actually doing it manually because I let it decide. But there's so much going on in the inside that it wants to do it all the way up. So it doesn't need. I printed this about 5 times before I did the adaptive, but I got to the point. This is what it looks. No, that's adaptive too.
So you're actually doing multi-processing. You're not actually doing adaptive.
No, it's actually adaptive.
Oh, you're actually using the adaptive. So you are letting it to make the
pretty much. You can see this is at 0.2, and you can kind of see layer lines in it.
Yeah.
But at 0.1, you see nothing. I mean, it's just.
Dude, when I do any of my high end stuff, like when I'm doing this is at like 0.22, 0.24. But when I'm doing like fancy stuff.
Yeah,
I do it at 0.1, 0.12.
So Pat, this is the frame. This is the actual frame of the printer.
I was listening to you, and
that is a credit card.
That's the build plate.
That's the build plate?
That's the build plate. That's a credit card.
Oh, that is cool.
What makes it even worse is it's a 120 volt build plate that size.
Yeah, 100 watt, 120 volt heater.
I love AC heaters.
Dude, I do too.
It's like you hit the button to heat up and it's hot.
Yeah.
It's only 100 watts though.
It's an easy bake oven, man.
Yeah, let's go get our sisters so we can have them make us something to eat. It's like, really?
Look at how small the enclosure panels are.
Oh God, man! My best friend's sister had an easy bake oven. God, we love that thing. I think me and him used it more than his sister did. He loved making cupcakes in that thing.
Oh, those little brownies,
cupcakes all long out of that thing.
Look how small the power supply is.
Oh, nice. Nice, nice.
Trying to
Only
find.
people realize the Easy Bake Oven came out in like the 60s, I think. Late 60s, early 70s. Because the original one was just a light bulb. It worked on a fucking light bulb.
Oh
So-
no, or late 60s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I was little and we had them. They were out.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it was
this
late
one-
60s, early 70s.
This is the only piece that I'm going to have to recut to do a 0.1 because they changed the tilt on the top hat from like 15 degrees to 10 degrees to allow the direct drive extruder to work a little bit better. But I mean, I've got
it's no big deal.
at V-Carve, that'll take me 10 minutes, and I've got so much scrap shit around.
That's an old. That's a mean well I bought 2 years ago.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's a
watch this.
tiny one though, ain't it?
Um,
Holy crap, it's a couch chain, not a basement chain.
Yeah.
I didn't think you were allowed out of the basement. I thought you.
it's a 100.
Yeah, that's the spec for a
bugs.
Boron V0.
And it's a
Llama
20,
fly swatter.
24 volt.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to use it on my tornado.
Yeah, kid, I'm a big fan of AC heaters. I've got an AC heater in my string printer. I've got an AC heater in my Hypercube, and my Hypercube with a 24 volt bed. It's a 300 by 300. It would take me.
Have you ever seen these? This has a
Oh yeah, the controller.
That's the
digital
original
display
one.
on it, and then you just plug it in. You just plug it in, and then it's got the bed. This is a. I was gonna put this on my. I was gonna put this on
That's
one of my
huge.
bigger. Yeah, it's real
It's like
huge.
a 400, ain't it?
Yeah, but
Dude, I got- On the Hebo RTs I'm building at work, I've got the I think they're 415 by 415 Kinobo.
yeah,
They're 1200 watt.
I don't remember what this one is.
I just would like a nice 24 volt one, so that thing would freaking heat up in less than like an hour.
I mean, the thing is, with as small as that is, and as small of a chunk,
Him, he looks freaking baked out of his mind. What do you?
Oh,
think?
it'll
machine or what?
It'll just go crazy.
Oh, it's allergy season right
Oh.
now. So
Yeah, it is. Because I'm not bad with allergies, and my eyes. That's what I've been doing. My eyes are itching. My nose is clogging, and I'm not a big allergy person. I don't really get them bad.
Jesus, Shane, it looks like you're bleeding to death from the eyes.
Yeah, I was gonna say it looks like he just smoked a big bong. Cat,
You better
Look
feed
at
those
Cat.
tacos, man.
hey, cat, take over the stream, cat.
but yeah, I mean, with a bed that small, it doesn't really matter because like the 24 volt bed 60 watt and the 120 volt bed is 100 watt. Like it's a 40 watt difference. It
Yeah.
don't matter.
Yeah, I gotta find. Anybody got an old 24 volt freaking bed laying around? You need a 24 volt bed. 300. I'm not gonna buy one because it's just not worth it. For one, they're just ridiculously expensive.
You need a 24 volt 300 bed?
Yeah.
I got a PCB one.
It's
One of
not
the old red hard ones.
Yeah.
It's
That's
not
just
Yeah,
that's
Like
a
the old
wobbly.
TiVos.
Although I could just laminate that back to this.
yeah, you want it?
Yeah.
I gotta
Sure.
find
Throw it in a box.
I'll tell you what, my tornado heats up so friggin' fast.
Well, that
And-
is AC, right?
It's AC,
Yeah.
and man, I know guys blow me shit about my tornado, but that's been one of the best printers. I mean,
There's a lot wrong with those. There's also a lot good with them. The AC beds were good. They did a lot of good stuff, and then they did some really cheap out stuff on the same print. It's like
well,
weird.
I don't know, like the whole hot end assembly, the back plate, and everything is aluminum on it.
Yeah.
Everything.
Yeah,
You know?
and then there was, I can't remember what they did. There was a couple of things with electronics that they just cheaped out on that.
They had the drivers had that fish scale.
Yeah, well, that's just normal for the 4988 or 48.
Yeah.
Yeah. How was that? Oh, spool.
And then the Canovo came with some
Heat reflector aluminum foil.
some blonde Lebanese hash. But that's been long gone.
So check that out too. The LDO kit, all the fasteners are in bags clearly labeled.
Yeah.
Oh, that never happens. That's got to be an American company.
No,
that's LDO.
Oh, LDO? No way.
yeah, dude, their stuff is.
Jason is on the ball with keeping that crap organized, man. He is really.
And then
he's
look at
just
that.
a rep. People don't realize he's got no real stake in the company other than being a rep. He's not like an owner or anything. I know that, but damn, he is. They just. I don't know if they listen to him or if he has pull or he just. I don't know, but
They're doing everything right. Everything so far has been. Everything I've gotten LDO related has been on the fucking ball.
yeah.
Like I said, the kit I got was not meant for release. So like this little dinky SSR, he said up front, you want to get a better SSR, you don't want to use that. He gave me the 2 motors I needed to go 0.1 for free. He gave me free shipping. I mean, the quality on the stuff I get from them in this kit is
he's smart enough to know that because just us sitting here chatting about it, we're all going to go buy LDO again without a second thought.
Oh, hell yeah, dude. If I have to buy...
because we like the quality. If
this point, if I have to buy printer parts,
and it says LDO, I won't care. I'll pay the extra $5.
if I have to buy printer parts and I can get them made LDO, I will. Absolutely.
Yeah.
100%.
I won't even look. Dude, I got all my pulleys on this. I bought some gates and I bought some LDOs. Because the LDOs were like $1 less, 50 cents less. The LDOs are better than the gates. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. They're just better finished. They're nicer, they're just more polished.
One thing that I found about them is they're a lot thicker. So
they don't fit in certain areas. Yeah.
Yeah. So like my rail core, I wasn't able to really use them for that. Thankfully, I was able to
But the gates are too. The gates are thicker too.
So that is an MGN 7.
That is so tiny.
Oh my God, you're kidding me.
The car almost doesn't weigh enough to overcome the friction of the lube in them. And they're lubed. Like, I was reading where a lot of people were saying, oh, yeah, you want to take them apart and clean them. But this thing is smooth as glass.
Yeah.
So what did that kit cost you?
$450, but that was a special. Hey, I'm sorry we missed your birthday with the Voron V0 kit here.
Yeah, and again,
what hot end comes with that?
Company.
What hot end and extruder comes with that?
Goes with the little
slice
Lotus.
BMO. And it comes with. I think the kit they're going to release is going to come with the Voron's. It's basically an integrated orbiter.
Oh, really?
It's a Voron specific tool head, but it's got the guts of an orbiter in it. Yeah.
I just finished a complete set of drawings for Creality, TiVo, and I don't remember what the other one I did with E3D hot ends and orbiters. And you can use Slice, Mosquito, and an orbiter. And yeah, it comes with everything.
Look how tiny this.
Yeah, that orbiter is going to take off. The only issue I see with the orbiter is longevity. I have a feeling that little itty bitty pancake motors aren't going to last very long.
So, Pets, that's the Z screw. Look how tiny the motor is on that.
I know, man. That's really cool.
Comes with Delrin anti-backlash nuts.
Yeah, all their stuff. Does it come with the LDO one or a standard one?
No, this is LDO.
No, I know, but the nut. Is the nut an LDO nut or is it a standard nut? Is it a triangle or
I'm pretty sure it's an LDO nut.
Is it a triangle or a square?
Hold on.
LDOs are triangles. He's got their own like nut, and it's not for 3D printing. Yeah, so it's a square one. It's a 2-point.
This
Got
is
two
what
bullet
the
holes.
calls for.
He's got LDO makes their own, and I actually think they don't make them for 3D printing. They make them for some other hobby.
CNC, I think.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know, but they're 3-point.
You see
There's
how
three-
the
there's three
boron
bolt
symbol etched
I
on?
got one.
All his motors meant for a Voron come with the Voron symbol on them.
How are you coming on those
It's a
Evo
3-point.
that you were building for your boss?
I got one of them done. It's been kind of crazy lately, but I'm about to be in a big lull. We've got these parts we're making that the customer ordered one set of these parts.
No, I know, but
It's a complete. It's like a complete assembly. No, I'm talking about something different.
No, I know. I was just responding to Kit.
Oh yeah,
LDO has it. This is an LDO specific
that's kind of cool.
3-point nut.
So yeah, Pat. Anyway, customer ordered this set of parts, right? And the biggest
You understand it,
part, it's a big aluminum plate with a bunch of
I need more water. I'll be right back.
One plate takes about a week to machine. One set of these parts contains 2 of those plates. So a set of parts takes minimum 2 weeks. If we have other operators on other machines, because it's big and we've only got one machine big enough to cut it. So
How big is it?
I think 127 inches.
Okay.
It's 127 inches by like 10 inches. Maybe no, like I think it's 16 inches. So 127 by 16 by 1.25 inch thick aluminum plate.
And how much machining is it? Just machine top surface, or
It's a lot. It's a lot of.
You've got parts that fit into that plate.
Yeah, basically. I can't really talk about it.
No, I got you.
Kind of
I'm
shit,
with you.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But there's a lot of surface machining, a lot of release for clearance out.
Yeah.
And I mean, we even had to order custom forming tools to cut some of the features on this thing. So it's a very machinist intensive part. So anyway, one set of those has 2 of those plates in it, and then there's like really small square ones that are kind of the same deal that are all surface machined and shit. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of those to a set. So 2-3 weeks for a set of those parts. Well, the project that's going on requires a total of 11 sets. We've installed 1 set. We're machining the next set to be installed. Customer says, we need y'all to try to install 4 sets at once in our window when we're allowed to operate. So there's 4 sets. And they said, we want to try to get through this as quick as possible so we can go on to the next 11 sets.
Did you know this in advance?
Well, I mean, we're finding this out as we go kind of thing. And
So you don't have to drop everything to
well,
machine
here's the
these.
thing. I'm a CNC programmer. I don't
Yeah.
run the machine.
Right.
I get the programs nailed down on this first set. Then if all of our machinists are making those parts nonstop, I have no work
Yeah.
because the program's already written. They just rerun the program.
It's a cat. It's a cat.
If we're making 10 of them, run the program, finish the part, pull stock off, throw more stock on, and then they start the same program they just ran. So that takes all of my workload just completely away. And next one, I'm going to finish building the first keyboard and get the second one put together.
Smashing. I still want to build something else.
And also, Pets, it doesn't help that our manual machinist guys are like
older than shit.
They are top of their game, like just the best out there.
Yeah.
I could hand them a part that, you know, normally conventional wisdom say, okay, yeah, there's features on this that have to be CNC, and
they can do it by hand.
He's like, I can do all this on the Bridgeport. It's like, just give me a list of coordinates to follow this art, and I'll get the rest. And it's like,
that's fun to watch guys do that.
Are you talking about one of them things where they hand crank it and it moves it around and mills it?
Well, some of it's digital. You know, some of it you can plug in. It'll adjust the base plates, but it's still you got to know where everything goes.
So that's an NC machinist that doesn't have the computers where you punch it in. The bridges that we have are all only have digital readouts, where it's a hand crank.
Oh, you do have,
Oh yeah, all of our.
Well, a Bridgeport would be
Yeah, I mean they all have power feeds on them and shit like that. But we've got one NC machine. It's a vertical mill, or a horizontal mill. I'm sorry, that we use to do a lot of big stuff, boring holes on, and that is NC. So the operator punches move to this instead of it reading G code and just following a program.
Yeah.
But
dude, where my brother works, there's a guy there that has one of those, and he has it with a magnifying like scope thing, you know, like you see for people who start doing their nozzles on the 3D printers. And he has the hand cranks in a little one, and he actually does one-off circuit boards with it. He freaking mills circuit boards with little hand cranks.
That's ridiculous.
No lie. It's just insane. And the guy's like my brother will draw it out, because that's what my brother does. Is like they design circuit boards for like coin-op laundry and Coke machines, and that's what they do. They make the coin-op thing. Anyway, they make the circuit board, and this guy, like, my brother will trace it out on a piece of paper and then laminate it onto the copper or whatever substrate, and the guy will like mill it out by hand. You know, get a one-off thing so they can, you know, test it or whatever. But, oh my God, the guy's like insane. And they pay him like $25 an hour.
The next thing too, Pets, is
it used to be like hundreds of dollars an hour.
You know, that's our manual machine. Our CNC guys, the couple that we have, are like super top of their game too. So like a lot of times we'll get stuff in that it needs to be CNC machined, but I don't even because they'll program the damn thing on the console.
So do you do a lot of do you have big plasma machines?
No, we don't have any on-site cutting.
Really?
Yeah, it's all lathe. So we've got a bunch of lathes. We've got a bunch of different types of mills.
Yeah, mills. Yep.
We've got a big monster ass blanch grinder, and that's really it. I mean, we got a fab shop. We got welders. You know, if we gotta cut something out, a lot of times
you just do it by hand.
Yeah, do it by hand.
Yeah.
And then the machinist will take it down to size. But yeah, we have a supplier for that kind of stuff. We send that stuff out, and like we've got access to laser, water jet, all of that.
I love, you know, in another life, I would have liked to have been a machinist, because I do a lot of machinist work with a buddy of mine restores old cars. He's got a huge shop, and I'll go over there and cut parts for him, and on really small mills, and he's got a big thermodynamic plasma cutter, and what? Nah, it's not thermodynamic. Yeah, it is whatever it is, but.
Yeah, it's a cool machine that cuts stuff.
I would, we make templates, for 1920s, 1930s, 40s cars when they're missing a part, you can't get them anymore. So we'll make template for suspension parts and for frame parts and that type of stuff. That's some of the most fun work, and like English wheels and metalworking is just I just love doing that.
So here's one thing to keep in mind too, Pets, about the nature of the business I work for, is we cater to heavy industry and defense. It's not
Gotcha.
It's not, you don't roll up with a worn out Chevy 350 in the bed of your truck and ask to get it bored. We don't.
Yeah. No, I knew you didn't. I knew you didn't. But when I was asking about the plasma, my cousin works for John Deere, and they make all of their parts right there in the factory, but they get huge steel sheets, and he works on a plasma cutter, and he's cutting parts that are, he might cut 500 parts a day out of half-inch thick sheet steel.
I mean, here's the thing with plasma too. So plasma is not good on thick material. It's really only good for a thinner sheet. And you may think half-inch is thick. It's not.
It's not. No.
We get stuff water jetted out of
3-inch and
seven. We can get up to 7-inch thick water jetted plate.
Wow.
And we make stuff with it. A lot of times if we're getting 7-inch plate, it's smaller blocks.
Yeah.
Machine feet, big. I mean,
bricks of steel.
So what does how clean an edge does a water jet give you?
Really clean.
Pretty damn clean up to a certain amount. Once you get up in those big thicknesses, multiple inches thick, you start getting a really nasty kerf on the backside.
Yeah.
But everything we cut, we get water jetted oversized, and we take the size.
Way oversized, so you can just cut it down.
That's why it's cool that we have both vertical. We have vertical mills, horizontal mills, and we have 90-degree heads for all of our vertical mills.
Nice.
So we can throw, a 6-foot long chunk on our big gantry mill, put the right angle head on it, and machine the sides, and then machine the top, and then roll it out, lift it up, flip it, and then machine the bottom. And have
that's a big ass equipment, man.
Easy.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll put it this way: we do drive shafts for certain insanely large vehicles, and these drive shafts are, longer than a tractor trailer truck.
Wow.
And we machine the OD of the thing on a lathe. We don't even have our biggest lathes here in Virginia. They're at another facility in South Carolina, and that's like everyday work. I think we're one of 2 companies in the world that can do those shafts and remanufacture them the way we do. And
what are they made out of?
I don't know what they're. It's some kind of steel alloy, but when we remanufacture them, basically the surface gets re-welded with Inconel 718. So we build them up.
Oh, you got those? Do you have those machines as well?
We've got like a really small version of it.
For doing the spray welding?
It's electroslag is what it's called.
Right, but it overlaps a wide spray of weld as it's coming
Sorta.
around. Yeah.
So what we have is a CNC controlled electroslag welder, and they'll set this machine up on the bedways of a lathe, and they'll rotate the shaft, and the machine will move down as it welds new surface on. So we actually spiral weld the whole shaft the whole way down.
Yeah.
And then we pull the electroslag welder off, bring in the lathe head, and then just machine it all back down to like, 10,000 run out on 160-foot shaft or something crazy.
Okay, so are you doing so you're doing repair work as well?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay.
Like
So if you've got a drive shaft that's been in there for 10 years and the OD is just dropped down because of the bearings or what have you, they can bring it to you and you can.
Oh yeah.
Nice. Okay. I didn't know if you were all new or.
And the other thing that's cool is we don't do that just on drive shafts. We
Sure.
rollers on the steel mills where they roll out the long sections of molten steel. Those suckers get worn out quick.
Oh,
they'll bring them in and it'll be a roller.
The metal rollers that actually turn the
It looks like somebody took it and just went right.
Oh, seriously.
Getting in the middle, and we'll throw those on a lathe, turn them down flat, and then we'll put them on our little electroslag welder, and then
build them back up, and then just machine them back down.
On the lathe, skin them smooth, send them out.
Yeah.
We do a lot of those.
Yeah.
Man, so if you're into that kind of stuff, just walking around our shop and looking at some of the shit we do, you'd just be like, that is so fun.
I love that stuff. It's like like drive shafts, like even new stuff. My buddies in Indianapolis, they'll take like a crankshaft and re-weld that crankshaft, and then they'll cut the crankshaft back down on some of these racing motors, because the crankshaft itself is so expensive that it's cheaper to weld it back up or bring it down than anything else.
Yeah, and you don't want to pad bearings like you do with a regular car if you turn them.
Dude, a neat little project.
Crankshaft in a car, you just get fatter bearings and you put them in there. They don't do that in racing cars.
Hey, Curmudgeon, I've heard that too, and I think that's probably true. You see what he said in chat? The motors on a carrier at flank speed are a full turn ahead of the props due to flex. Yeah, probably about right.
You're kidding me. They'd have that much flex?
You should see how long these things are, man. If you go by aspect ratio alone, they're like it's like toothpicks. They're super skinny for their length. I mean, they're fucking ridiculous huge. Don't get me wrong, but they are not that big around considering how long they are. And like I've seen the props, just the individual single blade. I don't even think they're off of a carrier. I think they're off of a cruiser, and they're like bigger than my living room, man. And you got to think to move something that's that heavy through the water, the amount of torque is just it's ridiculous. It's stupid.
Well, I own a restaurant, and my restaurant used to be a hydroelectric dam. So
that's cool.
Yeah. So when they
why am I getting feedback on something?
On me?
It might be me because I'm not hearing it.
Okay.
Is that any better?
So when we had a flood, and they came in to do flood mitigation, so they put up a coffer dam that basically took the whole side of our restaurant and made it dry so they could work on it. And so down underneath of the restaurant, there was this opening that none of the engineers saw on the plans. And this opening was big enough to drive a huge front end loader into, and it was underneath the restaurant. Well, when they got in there, now, of course, everything is dry, but when they got in there, they looked up, and it was the friggin' brass turbine that originally was run by the hydroelectric dam. They just left that in place. And what they did was on the top side of the turbine, they just filled it up with gravel, and then they poured a 6-inch cap over the gravel, and that's the floor of part of our restaurant. But underneath of it, there's this huge bell. At some point, I'll find an old picture of it, but it's this huge brass turbine bell, and it's like 22 feet across. And they drove this end loader in there, and it took I don't remember how many loads of rock it took, but they had to backfill it just so they could come in and put forms up to fill it with concrete. And then they had to put a 2-foot cap on the edge of our restaurant, and then built that up, and then put a flood barrier on top of that is replaceable, it's removable. But it was just cool as shit. And when you start getting into parts that are that big, it just takes on a whole different scale when you're standing next to it. You just when I went down and looked at it, I was just like, you got to be shitting me. So I said, this is hanging above your head. I'm
gonna make you jealous real quick. Okay. So my job, I'm the only guy in the company right now that does it. I'm the CNC programmer. Other than the machinist who program at the console, and then at our other facility, we've got their lead machinist does their programming, but he's not a CNC programmer. He can't run in CAD like I can and do 3D toolpaths like I can. My company just bought a new gantry mill. That you know what a gantry mill is?
Yeah, I do.
It's like a bed, basically.
Yeah.
The travel in X. So the way you look at these machines is the bed is X, right? The travel in X is 5 meters.
Oh.
The promotional material for this thing shows a car parked on the bed with the head of the machine clearing it by plenty. I'm going to be the guy programming the fucking thing.
Okay, so if you ever come to our restaurant was an old power plant, right? And it started out as hydroelectric, and then the hydroelectric shut down, and they added on to it and made it a coal burning plant. So in our main facility, have you ever heard of the White Company? Mm-hmm. The White Company made cranes back in the 20s, the turn of the century, clear back into the 1800s. I've got 130-ton gantry crane in my main dining, and it still works.
That's cool.
And it's got a hook that just the cast is about probably 15 inches for the hook. And we had to take the chains because there was an operator above that would have run the gantry back and forth, but then you had an operator down below, and he had chains, and he would just raise and lower because the gantry operator, because it was a power plant, probably couldn't hear down below,
right?
Or everything needed to be really close tolerances. So I had to wire up this crane because guests would come in and they would start moving it. And I didn't realize that when they built the restaurant to begin with back in the 70s, that they didn't lock it off. So this crane moved about a foot, coming down, and, it's 130 tons is what it can pick up. So you can imagine the size of the turnbuckle and, it was. So needless to say, everything's up in the air and nobody can grab it anymore. But everything still works. I mean, it's just cool. I
figured you would have used it to pull guests away from the buffet.
Yeah, well, it's very interesting because we've got a we've got a rock quarry, and they have some of that humongous equipment. 15-foot tires on it and the whole bit. And they used to come into the restaurant all the time. And when the restaurant was being converted, these guys wanted to buy both of the cranes for their operations, because needless to say, if you've got, these huge earth moving equipment, a crane like that would do it without any, would do it without any issues. So
yeah, it's funny. We're dealing with crane issues on that machine because we're adding on to a pre-existing building. Well, there's a number of things that could possibly happen. Either we build a whole new facility on a piece of land we just bought, we add on to the building we already have, or we shove that big monster somewhere in. This is a different facility in the same city from the one I work in, but there's a bay available that we could put that machine in. And we ended up having to call engineers to see if the soil below that building,
was compact enough for the
the foundation was good enough to the combination of put that machine in that building and put a bigger crane in that building. And we're talking like these are like 30s. They're little. And I haven't heard lately, but everybody's thinking that, we've got that machine paid for and it's almost ready to be like brought out and installed. But we don't know that the foundation we have there will even support it, let alone the extra crane brunt we'd need to, be able to get shit up on it.
But I'm guessing you've got gantry cranes also, don't you? That move back and forth, and then the I-beams, because you're constantly.
There's not a machine that our shop has anywhere that does not have crane access.
Right. Because I'm guessing there's not much that you machine that a guy could lift.
Every now and then, very little. So the one thing I love about this, the business in particular I work for, the owner, he's a fucking hustler, man. If we are having any kind of lull, like slow down and work at all, this man goes out and finds shit. He does not let that machine shop stop running. And every now and then, if we have a lull on big stuff, he'll go pick up a bunch of small stuff that we normally wouldn't get. We'd just turn away. And so occasionally we'll have small stuff come through that, you just set up a program, let somebody flip through stock all the time. And like some of the parts for that project I was telling you about, those are small plates that a person can handle. They're aluminum. But none of our machines do not have access to a crane.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, I'm going to kill it because I'm going to go to bed. So,
okay.
We'll kill it. Me and Pat is going to geek out about heavy machinery.
Yeah, I probably should go too.
I'm getting tired.
It's 10 o'clock.
Hit me hard like 10 minutes ago. Anyway, it's been fun. It's been real.
Zach, I got everybody. I'll get some pictures together. Next time we're on stream, I'll show you some.
Yeah, go hang out on the Discord. We're always on Discord there, Dave.
Are you? Give me an address.
We go Dan's
which Discord? Oh, Dan's?
Dan.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I got you.
Almost every night.
Really?
I'll sneak some pictures of some stuff I'm allowed to get pictures of.
Okay.
I'll show you some of the stuff we got.
Okay.
My goal is once we have that big 5-meter mill installed, I'm going to take a picture of it with the V0 sitting on the bed.
Shane, you quit bleeding to death from the eyes, will you? Get better.
Later, guys.
All right.
See you, man.
See ya.
See ya.